Hello and welcome to Guitar Solutions Detroit. I'm trying a new setup tonight, not the most flattering, but I want to improve the experience for you, the viewers. Today we're doing a review of Elixir strings. Now if anybody out there has known me for any length of time, you know that I kind of have a hate-hate relationship with Elixir strings. But I've decided that since I'm doing this channel now, I'm going to put them onto my Purple Rain guitar and do a proper review. Now, as you can see, I have just freshly strung this up. Okay? And haven't even cut the strings yet. Literally just 10 minutes ago, finished stringing this up. Cleaned it up, looks nice. Okay, now Elixir promises great tone. We'll see if that holds true. Before I get into playing the strings, let's just make sure I'm still in tune here. Oh, hallelujah. Okay. So my first beef with these Elixir strings is that they weren't in a sealed, a vacuum sealed pouch of some kind. Even though they're anti-rust, inside the box it was just these. So that's strike one out of the box, and I know that I'm watching my potential future string endorsements go right out the window here, but I think that it's important that modern strings be delivered in some sort of a vacuum sealed package, whether that be the outer package, whether that be an inner sleeve. I know some of you environmentalists out there are going, but the plastic. Well, having worked in a guitar store, I know how long this stuff sits on the shelf. Stuff can happen. The last thing you want is to get home and find your strings are a little bit rusty. And while that shouldn't happen inside of a guitar store, in more humid areas, it certainly could, if they're not properly climate controlled. And, really, if you're keeping it in your house, if you buy them in bulk and you don't use them right away, anything can happen. So I'd say to Elixir, step one, you should vacuum seal those envelopes somehow, even if you just decide to keep them on little paper envelopes, which are totally recyclable, by the way. You should consider maybe vacuum sealing those. So that's my first complaint, I guess you could say, about the Elixir strings. So I've got them on the Purple Rain guitar, and I'm just running it clean right now. And I can't say I notice really a huge difference here. Just me, but I've got my pedal board on the floor. Let's give it some OCD. Okay, so that is quite a bit more sustained than I had previously been getting with this instrument, using the nickel-wound Fender strings. Let's soldier on. Let's get a little bit more intense here. I'm going to go over to the Iron Horse. Okay, well, I'll let that sustain for a second here. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So I for those of you who aren't familiar, I usually play on Fender 9-gauge strings, and usually they're nickel. Well, okay, they're always nickel wound. That's just a thing that I do. So the nickel wound steel feels a little bit different. It's a little bit tougher on the old fingers, but that's because the steel core is harder than the nickel core. So let's try something here. Okay, so, you know, I hate to say new year, new me, because that's some basic ratchet white girl stuff. But I'm going to make sure to hang that right next to my Live, Laugh, Love poster out in the living room. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, I'm going to do an extended follow-up on this set of strings to see if Elixir has corrected the problem with the coating rubbing off on the fretboard and mucking it all up. Now I've got a good hard poly finish on this fretboard, so we'll see what happens. Stay groovy.